Hi Pokefans, welcome back to part 29 of my Indigo Disk DLC. Now last episode we went ahead and defeated 3 of the teachers from Palia. I believe we have the last 3 left. I'm super excited to go ahead and complete all of the special coaches, so let's quickly get into it. Just a reminder, we still have the 7-star Jarade battle event for Blastoise, which is still running and will run until March 12th. If you haven't got a chance to go ahead and catch this Pokemon, I do have a video on this to try and catch it solo. It's super easy, so go ahead and check the video out. The link is right here on screen. As usual, I also decided to speed up this video a bit more as we do have a lot of dialogues as well as battles. We just invited Mr. Salvatore. The next one is Dendra. I am super excited to go ahead and battle her, as she does have fighting type Pokemon in her team. I wonder what kind of Pokemons Salvatore has. After all, we did help him get Meowth back in Paldia. Either way, it's time for me to go ahead and talk to both of them. Oh, he's asking the definition of Osu, which is something that Dendra uses a lot. But apparently it is a word to greet anyone, anywhere, anytime, apparently. I cannot confirm it, but that is what Dendra says. As usual, I'm super excited to see the different storyline that these characters might have. It seems that he is pretty excited to go ahead and teach them a language lesson. I think that would help them as well. After all, he does teach very well. We have attended his classes before. But of course, in this case, we are going to try to defeat him. He does start with a Cottontail, which is surprising. I wasn't really expecting this Pokemon. It seems that it is actually avoiding my moves, which is pretty bad. Sometimes I do get a bit frustrated by the move Hurricane. I realize that it is 70% accuracy only, but it shouldn't be missing the number of time it seems to miss whenever I use that move. Either way, I switched out into Crocodile and started using Foul Play. I feel like I could have gone into Muscada as well. Either way, we are just going to use Foul Play for now. There we go, that is the first Pokemon down. Let's see which one is up next. Persian. So this must be the Meowth that actually evolved. After all, he did adopt it after we convinced him to. In this case, I think I'll be able to take it down with the Aura Spear. The fake out doesn't really matter as Lucario has the ability to focus, so it really is able to go through. Honchkrow, I'm gonna go ahead and switch into Kilobatral. At least the electric type moves on this Pokemon is a bit better. I'm gonna go with Discharge. I'm not really sure if Electro Ball would have done the same damage. Either way, we were able to take it down in one hit. Sand Slash. I'm gonna go into Muscada. Now, the reason I went into Muscada is because I was thinking that Sand Slash would be a ground type, but this is the ice type one. It's time for me to switch out again. I'm afraid that Crocodile might go down here. After all, it is part ground type. But thankfully, Sand Slash used Leech Life, which means we still survive. Going with Earth Power, we were able to take it down. Alright. I thought it would survive and we'll have to go for another turn, but thankfully that's not the case. Palisand. Could go into Ogopon. Water type moves are super effective against it. I definitely want to try and use Palisand once in my team. It seems that it is pretty powerful. As long as you don't actually use water type Pokemons or grass type. Up next, I switched back into Crocodile. It seems that Crocodile is the Pokemon to have for Salvatore, or at least a dark and ground type. Raichu is his final Pokemon. I decided to go with Earthquake. see if we'll be able to take down a Raichu with Electrical type just in one hit. Or maybe it's faster. Never mind. We were faster and were able to take it down. This was definitely a pretty cool battle. I actually never thought that he would have such unique Pokemons, but it's pretty nice. It also seems that he does have a badge that resembles Raichu's tail, so it's understandable why it's his final Pokemon. In any case, it's time for us to go ahead and challenge Dendra here. As usual, she is super happy that people here are actually super I guess into Pokemon battling, so maybe this is the place for her. But of course, let's see if we can actually defeat her in a Pokemon battle. As long as Hurricane hits, I think we shouldn't have too much of an issue. I really wish I had switched in Amarouge for my team. That might have helped a bit more. But either way, hopefully I'll be able to take this one down. Ooh. Alright, there we go. Decided to go with the peck, but unfortunately Kilowattle does go down with one hit, which is a bit frustrating. I was hoping to have it out for this whole battle. But of course, next up I went into Tinkaton. Even though Play Rough is super effective, the fighting type moves are effective on Tinkaton as well, so I do have to be a bit careful. I guess I really had to add a psychic type team member. Next up is Tauros, which is part fire type. I might have to switch out again. We get hit by a pretty strong move right here. But I still think I'll be able to take it down in the next turn. Unless, of course, my Pokemon goes down. Either way, up next, we have Medicham. Alright, I'll keep Tinkaton in. Play Rough should do more damage. Unfortunately, it avoided it. And Tinkaton is now down. This time, I will try and go into Crocodile. It is a Pokemon that has all neutral type moves. Earthquake should definitely do a bit more damage. And there we go. Medicham is down. Halucha. This is going to be a bit trickier. Earthquake doesn't really work out. I decided to go into Outreach. It almost took it down, but unfortunately, I have to wait for a second turn. But there we go. Halucha is down as well. I think I should have thought a bit more about this battle. At least switch out my Pokemons. But I guess I could do that the next time we do challenge her. For the second Tauros, I believe this one will be part water type. So I decided to go into Muscrada. And it is pretty cool. For this one, I'm just going to go with Flower Trick. After all, it does give us a critical hit. There we go, we were able to take it down in one hit. Lastly, she has her ace Pokemon, which is Hariyama. There we go. I guess I'm just gonna use Acrobatics. Thankfully, I do have another Pokemon with Flying type move, which is Muscrada here. I'm really not sure why I added that move into its moveset, but at least it is more helpful here. Although it really doesn't seem to do too much damage. I might have to Terrestrialize Muscrada at some point. I'm afraid that a fighting type move might take it down. Let's see if it does. Ooh, Ghost Combat. And of course we go down. Really wish that I had just Terrestrialized Muscrada right there. That might have avoided it. This, I believe, is the toughest battle I have had against all the special coaches till now. Mainly it's due to the order in which I had my team members. But I think this is definitely one of the toughest. Either way, we were able to defeat her, which is pretty good. As for the victory, we do get 5 bottles of protein. That is pretty helpful. I'll take it. Up next, we have to go ahead and invite the last teacher, Saguro. I believe that is his name. Hopefully I did pronounce it right. Here he is. As usual, he is quite cheerful. I believe he likes spicy food, so he might enjoy the food here in the cafeteria. Let's quickly go ahead and talk to him. It seems that he is in a conversation with Dendra, which is surprising. They both do get along very well, which is, I guess, not surprising. They do have a really good personality match. Either way, it's time for me to go ahead and challenge Saguro here. I wonder what kind of Pokemon he does use. This is gonna be super interesting. Ooh, alright. He starts with a Pachirisu. Unexpected. I guess I have to switch out into Crocodile. Definitely not a Pokemon I was expecting him to use. Pachirisu is actually super cute and I am so happy that he has this Pokemon. Going with the Earthquake, it was able to go down. Let's see which one is up next. Ooh, Mudra. Alright, Tinkaton it is. Hopefully Playrough will be able to take it down in at least 2 turns. I'm really not sure about 1 turn at this point, but hopefully it does go down. Ooh, alright, I was not expecting that. Okay. Alomomola is next. Hopefully I pronounced that one right as well. It's such a confusing name. Switching into Kilowattro, I should be able to take it down with a discharge. Surprisingly, this guy has a lot of cute Pokemons. Whisper Queen. Right, another discharge should be able to take this one down as well. After all, it is part flying. Creamy. Alright. For this one, I really wish I had a poison type team member. Unfortunately, not today. So I might have to try and use my Lucario here. Probably I'll try using Flash Cannon. Switching into Tinkaton would have worked out as well. Either way, we are going to go with Flash Cannon. Even though our attack is down, we are able to take it down. After all, this move does use special attack stats. Hatrini is the last one. I guess that is his top Pokemon. Or probably his starter. Once more, I'm just gonna go with Flash Cannon. Hopefully this one will do massive damage. He does terrestrialize it into a fairy type, which is expected. And we are able to take it down. Alright. Definitely unexpected. He did have a lot of fairy type Pokemons in his team. But I guess it does match the color of his shirt, so it does make a bit sense. Either way, let's see what we do get as a reward for defeating him right here. Ooh, Sour Herba Mystica. It's actually pretty helpful considering the fact that I do not have enough Herba Mystica with me. I'm still trying to collect it. As I already knew the Pokemons all three were using, I was able to easily defeat them in the second turn. Right here, invited them for a third time to go ahead and see if they will trade a Pokemon with me. Apparently Dendra here is super happy that all the students are super hyper. After all, they are all interested in Pokemon battling. In this case, let me see which Pokemon I can actually give to Dendra. Seadra is definitely a super cool Pokemon. Although I don't think it's the right Pokemon for Dendra. She does use a lot of fighting type Pokemons. I'm thinking of going with Crabominable. After all, it is part fighting type and it's a definite good addition to her team. There we go. In exchange, we do get a Meditite. Kind of expected that. Either way, that's all on Dendra here. Pretty amazing. She's as energetic as ever. As for Mr. Salvatore, let's see what he has to say. It seems that everyone here are pretty excited by his classes. In this case, he is gonna go ahead and trade us a Pokemon. Let's see which one it is. And this time, I kind of feel like it's a Meowth. Yep, it is a Meowth, which is expected. Let me go ahead and select Ranunculus. He does have a Psychic type team member, but I feel like this one would be way better. After all, it does have a really good defense stats. And some moves that it does have is super nice as well. Here we get the Meowth. It's not what I was expecting. It's a Alolan Meowth. Last up, I just have to go ahead and invite back Seguro. It did take me some time, but here he is. He is asking us a question about how Milcery was gonna evolve. We did select the spinning one, which is correct. As for his Pokemon, he is giving us a Hatterene, which is surprising. I thought he was gonna give us a Milcery, which is what he was just talking about. Either way, in this case, I'm gonna trade him a NK. It is definitely a unique Pokemon and a really good addition for his team, so I'm gonna let him have this one. There we go. That is the final trade. We have invited all of the special coaches and I've gone ahead and traded Pokemons with all of them, which is super nice. The only thing left for me to do is go ahead and keep all of my Pokemons in the same box. But of course, that's all I had for today. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel as it does help me a lot. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description, and I'll see you all in the next one.